Airports are the backbone of air industry. What you can see here is some of the 100,000 flights that fill the sky any single day. Last year, 38 million flights were scheduled. And do you know how many accidents happened? Only 8. Why? Because airports spend billions on safety. They provide a set of systems that help the pilot land safely. Those systems are called navigational aids. Canard is smart drones for a smart airport. I'm Rafael, co-founder, and we created Canard to check navigational aids more efficiently. We save hundreds of millions to airports. But what you can see here is a 747 about to land at Schiphol Airport. Those 4 lights that you can see on the left side of the runway are part of the visual navigational aids. But how do the airports make sure today that those systems are working? Well, the regulation forces them to check it from the air. So the only way to do it is using an aircraft, a 10 million aircraft, with expensive equipment. 2 pilots have to go up in the air and check manually with their own eyes if the system is working or not. That's insane. Using a plane have consequences. So first, there is a direct cost. 1.2 billion euros are spent every year on this kind of inspections. Also, the runway has to be closed during the process, shutting down the main revenue stream of the airport and creating an opportunity cost of 3 billion euros. And there is an availability problem. For example, in Spain, during unexpected inspections, we have to call a service provider from UK. Come on. So we figured out how to solve all these problems while improving the quality of the inspections. So what if we use a drone instead of an aircraft? Hold on, a drone inside an airport? That's the challenge, and that's precisely the challenge we took. And we go down to work, and we created our first drone, and we call it Raven. I know it's a box, but don't blame me if I blow it. We move on, and we made it fly. And we worked hard, and I'm happy to announce that today we have Raven 2. That really make us feel proud. We have the core of our solution is a calibration software that not only tells you if the system, the navigational aid, is working, but also how to adjust it in real time with no human error. We have our own operation. The software defines a set of waypoints, and the drone navigates through them automatically. Indeed, the whole process is automatic. And we overcome the regulatory barrier by certifying our company as a drone operator and getting the approval of the civil aviation authorities. Sometimes words are not enough, and only seeing is believing. This is us, here in Holland, flying Raven at Lelystad, checking the visual navigational aids, performing a runway inspection, and coming back home, and landing safely, of course. Our solution has so many advantages in front of a manned solution. We outperform them in cost, time, availability. But why are we unique? There are companies that have knowledge on drone technology. Some of them understand the regulation, and a few knows about the operation. But having all this knowledge combined is a true competitive advantage. But what about the money? We have a simple business model. We provide a calibration of a navigational aid for a fee. And we have yearly recurring revenues. There are 42,000 airports around the world. And in our leads, there are about 30 that will bring to our pipeline 2.6 billion next year. So we had an amazing 6 months. We came up with the idea a year ago, and right away we incorporated our company. The same month, we were selected by the European Space Agency. We launched Raven 1, and in April this year, we were selected by Startup Bootcamp, and then everything changed. It has been hectic 3 months. We were selected as the best initiative that the Finadex European Commission program. We launched Raven 2. We are signing a partnership with Delta Lloyd to ensure our operations worldwide. We had the test at Lelystad, as you see. And we are about to sign, to answer, a tender for the Spanish airport operator of the calibration of navigational aid with drones. And I have to recognize that all this work, all these 3 months, have payback. And Canard is going to represent Netherlands at the next Computer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. We have an amazing team, best team possible. 4 engineers with MBA that bring 60 years of combined experience on the aeronautical industry. Jorge, our CEO, has 1 exit, and another one is coming from previous startups. Anna is simply amazing. He drove the technology and the innovation at Airbus Defense and Space. Juan, communication engineer, is crazy about drones and holds a master on drone design. And myself, this is my 3rd startup, and I'm a military communication expert. Together, we participated in Atlante, the first tactical drone for the Spanish Army. So I'm glad to say that Schiphol is going to sign a letter of interest with us, stating that the usage of drones is irreversible in the scope of the airport and supporting our current and future development. We already raised 115,000 that allow us, thanks to the European Commission, the European Space Agency, and Startup Bootcamp, that allow us to have offices, the implementation of Raven 1 and Raven 2, and still give us 6 months of runway. But for the next phase, we are raising 760,000 euros. 40 of them are already assured by the founders. We have a pre-approval from the Dutch government of 340, and for the rest, we are opening a convertible note. This will allow us to raise our sales and development team. In the next phase, we will answer the tender for the Spanish airport operator. We want to deploy our technology in airports from Spain, Panama, US, Egypt during 2017. And in 2 years, we will deploy more navigational aid capabilities and more airports. We want you to be part of this amazing journey. Please come to our booth and talk to us. We are going to hold a private event here in Amsterdam, in an airport, to showcase our solution. Sign up today, don't miss it. Canard is a smart drones for smart airports and smart investors. Thank you.